In this DD 2012 session, Bunny composers Brandy House and multi-op audio discussion sites, uncovered through user research about how people feel in response to music in games. The duo described the methods they used and shared the data they gathered using a variety of audio and video examples. It was an insightful talk that's definitely still worth watching, so developers should not miss the opportunity to do so now that it's freely available on the official GD YouTube channel. In addition to this presentation, THEGDC Vault and its accompanying YouTube channel offers numerous other free videos, audio recordings, and slides from many of the recent game developers conference events. And the service offers even more members-only content for DD Vault subscribers. Those who purchased all access passes to recent events, like DD Vault, already have full access to DD Vault, and interested parties can apply for the individual subscription via the DD Vault subscription page. Group subscriptions are also available. Game-related schools and development studios who sign up for DD Vault Studio subscriptions can receive access for their entire office or company by contacting staff via the THEGDC Vault Group subscription page. Finally, current subscribers with access issues can contact DD Vault technical support. Gamasutra and DD are sibling organizations under parent company Informa. An in-game announcement has revealed more of Avengers Academy is being shut down by developer TinyCode at the end of 2018. Players will no longer be able to make purchases or download the title after the year had ended, although the game will still be available to play for existing owners until February 4th.
2019
TinyCode said it made the decision so it could focus on more innovative games, although the news comes shortly after its parent company Gamasutra was hit with layoffs. Gamasutra purchased TinyCode back in 2016, and has been in the headlines a lot recently, after striking up a development partnership with Disney and opening a new studio in Canada. Although the company has been expanding and signing new deals, it also laid off an unknown number of staff at the start of December, citing a need to reallocate resources to better support the goals of its global business. Side quests can make or break your game. Good ones draw players further into your world. Bad ones may sour players on the entire experience. To that end, we each turn to several game writers and designers for their thoughts and recommendations on great side quests or games with generally strong side quests that every developer should study. Their responses are summarized below. But first, courtesy of FFO Ramir Black Eye writer, designer, and Obsidian creative director Chris Avelloni, here are 4 general guidelines to evaluate everything against. The best side quests in the business are in The Witcher 3, says Deep Silver Volition senior designer Brad Johnson, who did mission design on the past 3 Saints Row games. Their side quests are more involved from both a gameplay and story perspective than most games' main quests. I expected to skip through some boring dialogue and do some simple fetch quests, but each one kept drawing me in and kept my interest. There were always twists, trying to throw off expectations. This was a conscious decision by developer CD Projekt, which wanted every quest, even the little ones about fetching or delivering something for somebody, to be memorable. Take one of the very earliest side quests as an example. In a frying pan, speak and span, the player is tasked with finding an old woman's soot-covered frying pan, which she had been lent to a stranger, who seemingly then nicked off with it. Turns out it's just inside the house she's standing outside of. and the man had more important things to worry about than returning the pen after using the suit to making far writing letters. Such a mundane, menial task could easily be seen as beneath a great and respected hero like Gerald. But it's presented with such respect, empathy, and sincerity that you cannot help but feel warmed to Gerald the big, tough witcher, who holds the simple folk of the world in the highest regard. It also subtly informs both the law of the area and the story at large, and both its goal, find a crappy old frying pan, and its rewards, baked apples and apple juice, reflect the nature of the town and its inhabitants, which is exactly what Amalone says a good side quest should do, taking away even the most ordinary, uneventful, routine quests can be memorable and affecting. You just have to make the effort to design them so. The Witcher 3 as lead cast designer Mortius Moscovich thinks that Fallout 2 has particularly good quest designs. Tasks are simple, but open-ended. He explains. You can complete many of them in a variety of ways honest and very organically. They do not seem forced, nor do they involve much hand-holding, if any at all. Indeed, the game is so open-ended that most quests can be bypassed altogether, meaning that nearly every quest could be described as a side quest, and the player's actions have consequences, even in the more innocuous quests, that can play out both over the course of their remaining journey and in the ending. Fallout 2 also cleverly works the skill system into the dialogue, with every state affecting dialogue choices and results, rather than following the common approach of only checking communication-related skills. If you invested heavily in small guns, for example, you might end up using that knowledge to impress someone, says Moscovich. If you know a lot about computers, you could use that fact to reprogram a robot, etc. This use of gameplay-related skills in dialogues and quests was very unique and immersive, something I'd come to expect from a pen-paper RPG, not a video game. Taking away side quests, like main quests, benefit from an open-endedness that allows for different solutions and playstyles, and that ideally also acknowledges all of the player characters' relevant skills. Moscovich says that Fallout New Vegas has many of the same qualities as Fallout 2, but he adds that its approach to building quests in an open-world setting is also great. They felt consequential and interesting, he explains, and yet managed to overcome the difficulties of constructing complex quests in an open-world environment. It was a big inspiration for me when working on The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, and its expansions. Perhaps the best side quest of the bunch involves helping some ghouls launch a space expedition, or helping to sabotage said expedition to complete their great journey to a place far beyond the cruel wasteland. It's a bizarre quest with an eccentric, charismatic cult leader, huge super mutants that can turn invisible, the leader of whom is even more eccentric than the head ghoul, what with him being beholden to the guidance of an antler skull on his desk. A tech genius, human who thinks has a doodle, several big choices to make, splendid sound design, and a healthy dose of twisted humor. It's ridiculous, but it's memorable and weighty from beginning to end, as every good quest should be, regardless of its relevance to the main plot. Side note, I have limited Fallout's presence here to 2 games for balance, but every entry in the series is widely recognized for excellent quest writing and design, with numerous side quests worthy of study. Fallout 3's Wasteland Survival Guide is a great tutorial side quest. For instance, while Fallout 4's Last Voyage of the United States' Constitution uses flavorful, stating on character decision to elevate an otherwise generic side quest to a higher level. Taking away side quests present a great opportunity to flesh out the world building, and let the player have a supporting role in the defining moments of other characters. Especially in an open-world environment. Wasteland 3 lead designer George Zeitz loves it when side quests directly affect the gameplay, taking something away from the player, or temporarily giving them something new, especially if the player can gain it permanently later, often makes a side quest more memorable. He explains. A good example comes from a quest involving Chihiro, one of the player's companions in Baldur's Gate 2. The quest begins when a nobleman, who wants revenge for being exposed as a slaver, places a magical curse on Chihiro, whose stats then get progressively weakened until the curse is broken. Some designers will argue against the tactic of debuffing player characters until the quest is completed, says Zeitz. But the gameplay implications of this quest were a huge motivator for me.